Hey guys, I'm Johnny Alchemy and thanks for checking out my video. Today on June 4th, we have Mercury entering Cancer. So Mercury seeks to communicate our deepest needs with those closest to us in order to fulfill Cancer's necessity for emotional stability. That was a mouthful. So, as our thoughts and feelings collide, expect all forms of communication to be taken to heart, so be aware of others' sensitivity as well. If you yourself have been feeling kind of vulnerable, maybe insecure or lacking expression, or just due for an emotional checkup yourself, now is the time to be addressing the needs of your heart with those you love and trust. Now is the time to be connecting or reconnecting with those closest to us through empathy, through receptiveness, sensitivity, and honest communication in order to attain emotional stability. So, for this reading, guys, we will have 5 stacks, 5 cards each. I will be examining a current emotional need, how it possibly affects you, who you can turn to, what you will learn, and how will this help you attain emotional stability. At the end of the video, I will also draw a single daily advice card for you guys that you can apply to your life today. Once again, I want to say thank you guys so much for checking out my videos, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so we can keep in touch for future readings and more. If you'd also like a personal reading done by me, feel free to check out my Fiverr account, which I will link in the description box below. Okay guys, let's get on with that reading. Okay guys, we're going to begin the reading now. So we have stacks 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for you right here. And each stack will have 5 cards each. And I will list the timestamp for all the stacks in the description box down below so you can get to your reading much quicker. And I would suggest taking the time now to pause the video. Take the time to clear your mind and to connect with the deepest needs of your heart right now, as well as focus on those who are closest to you. Are they friends? Are they family? Who can you turn to in times of emotional need? When you are clear on that, I would suggest now using your intuition or gut instinct to pick a stack that is calling out to you the most. Also guys, at the end of your reading, don't forget to check out that bonus daily advice card, which I will have at the end of the video that you can apply to your life today, and I will list that in the timestamp below as well. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with the reading now. We have stack number 1. Let's go for that one, guys. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, looks like, let's start off with your emotional need right now. So in terms of emotional need right now, I see the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So with an emotional need, there is something here that shows that you possibly want to be working alone right now. I could see this possibly being in your work setting. There is a certain sense in terms of with the 3 of Pentacles reversed where you don't want to collaborate with people. There may be work tension. You may be feeling even undervalued or not appreciated in your job by your colleagues or bosses or peers. It shows that there may be tension in terms of the work environment, or even just anything that you're working on in terms of a group of people. If you're in school and if you work with a group of people too, this could possibly apply as well. If you're working in any type of setting where you're working with a diverse group of people, it shows that there's probably a little tension in that group right now. That there's possibly a little tension in that work. So in terms of emotional need, I could totally see how that's an emotional need. You would want to be stable and to have things flowing in your work environment out of all places. So let's move on. Let's see in terms of how this affects you. The High Priestess. So with the High Priestess, she is the master of your subconscious mind. She is the one who has all the hidden knowledge, all the intuition, who has the divine feminine aspects about her, that divine feminine power. So I almost see here in terms of all the tension that you might be going through in terms of the 3 of Pentacles right now, how this affects you. You might be getting intuitive hits right now. Your intuition may be kicking in. And it may be actually trying to evaluate, is this work environment or is this work setup is it working for you, honestly? Is it worth it? If it's a job that this may be applying to you, is this job worth it in the long run? If I'm underappreciated, if I want to end up working alone, if there's tension amongst all the coworkers and even possible bosses, why would I want to be in a type of work environment like that? Is that worth it? So I can almost see your subconscious mind and your intuition kicking in to try and kind of make sense of this and evaluate this current situation and possible need that you're facing right now. So let's see even deeper, guys. Someone you can turn to. It is the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Seven of Pentacles, you might want to talk with someone who, I would say, even like this person, he put in all this work to harvest all these pentacles. You see this big harvest right here. He did this all on his own because he had a bigger long-term view, a bigger picture view of his life. So I almost think if there is someone here, either in your workplace, another pentacle, see right here, in terms of there could be someone in your workplace or even someone that you're really close to. If you know anyone close to you who is someone who is a contractor or who owns their own business or who doesn't have a boss or someone who works on their own or makes their livelihood by themselves, by their own means, this person may give you some true insight in terms of your work environment. Look, two pentacles. And I think this is very much related in terms of something that you're working on, if not work environment itself. So if you have a close friend who works on their own and who makes a living on their own, they can possibly provide some very valuable insight to you. Since you are getting intuitive hits already about your work environment right now, what is it that this person can actually open up to you about and give you insight about your own personal experiences right now? Because possibly they've gone through it too. Maybe that's why they had to go on their own, because they realized certain jobs that they were in didn't work out for them. Certain fields or possibly even working under a boss didn't work out for them. They like to be their own boss even. And so there could be insight here in terms of what he has to offer. And so let's see, something that you will learn is the Queen of Cups reverse. So in terms of that, the Queen of Cups, something that you will learn, and I think this, if you talk to this person, if you find out and figure out who this person is, this person will help you kind of not get into this certain position of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is someone who bottles their emotions, who kind of either represses or doesn't know how to express their emotions in a healthy way. They either bottle their emotions and get really moody and brooding, or they are just very volatile and let their emotions just come out and just lashing and just all raw without any filter. So this person, in terms of what you will learn, this might be an emotional catharsis for you right here. There could be actually a lot of bottled up emotions that you may have about your work right here, because if you want to work alone at work, there's probably no one that you can really talk to, or you probably aren't even friends with if this all resonates with you. You probably don't have anyone at work that you'd really trust or that you can talk to or confide in. And so with this person, this might be an emotional catharsis even. The fact that all these blocked emotions that you have right now that you may be bottling up, what you will learn is to just kind of let them out and find a confidant, someone who you trust and who is possibly close to you, that you can release these emotions and kind of face and learn from all the things that you have been feeling, all those bottled up emotions and the things that you felt like you couldn't express to anyone because they wouldn't understand, and kind of understand the situation that you're in. So let's move even further. So in terms of how this will help you attain emotional stability. So you know what, with the Six of Swords reversed. So we've gotten some of these cards so many times, my God. The Six of Swords reversed, it shows that possibly you might not even, in terms of if you are questioning your job, you might not leave your job, honestly. With the Six of Swords reversed, it shows that you might just look back on past experiences, negative experiences, really, in terms of your job. The things that you might have held onto before being able to express it to this person. There could have been, maybe office gossip, there could have been people slacking off, people blaming you for things you may have screwed up, possibly their boss could have been mad at you or whatever. But all these bad experiences, I think it's time for you. You won't be moving on, but you will be reevaluating them. You will be sitting with them, you will be looking at them, and you will be trying to make sense of them in terms of what you're experiencing here, in terms of the intuitive hits that you're getting with the High Priestess. It's another reevaluation here in terms of, is this worth it for me? Is this job or everything I'm experiencing right now, is this worth it? And is this part of the long-term goal that I have for myself in terms of my physical realm, my work, etc., my career, whatever it may be, my means of living, whatever it is. So I can see how, in terms of finding emotional stability, you may have to rehash a lot of the old experiences you have, and to reevaluate again if it's worth it for you, and see if this journey that you're experiencing right now is going to be worth it for you and is in alignment with exactly what you want in your life in terms of your work environment. So let's go over this one more time, guys. Let's do a quick summary. So it shows that an emotional need that you may have right now is something related possibly to your work environment. If you're working with groups of people, it shows that there's possible tension. It's forcing you to want to retreat and seclude and work alone, and possibly not wanting to interact with all these other people that you are forced to work with. Also, it shows that you may be feeling underappreciated, undervalued at work, or by your team or colleagues or boss, whatever it may be. In terms of how it affects you, you may start getting intuitive subconscious hits in your head right now that may be trying to get down deeper in terms of, is this worth it for you? Is this worth it in your long run? Is this in alignment with exactly what I want in my life? And in terms of who you can turn to, if you know anyone here who knows what it's like to put in hard work, who knows how to make a living on their own, who knows how to work toward a long-term investment or a bigger picture for themselves, because this person here, he's done a lot and he's able to reap the rewards of all of his work they put in the long run. There could be some, again with the Two Pentacles, there could be something here that he can offer you to give you insight in terms of how to deal with this situation. Again, it doesn't look like you may be leaving, but to how to make the situation better in terms of your own capacity to handle situations and handle tough environments that are tense, or to even somehow make it better with coworkers that you may not get along with, how to ease those tense moments and to kind of make everything work for you. So he may have some insights here, and especially what you will learn, you may have an emotional catharsis, an emotional release of some kind, to kind of face these bottled emotions that you have been feeling in terms of your work environment, which you may not have anyone to talk to or turn to, and so you may be able to release a lot of these emotions right now. And you may be able to let some of the feelings that you have go, and it's also to make some of the intuitive hits that you've had become clear as well. So, and then obviously in terms of finding emotional stability, instead of moving on, you may just be trying to find the most practical way to make your work environment more stable for yourself emotionally. Obviously, if you feel like you want to seclude and wanting to be alone, that's an emotional reaction right there in terms of, not wanting to subject yourself to any negativity or any type of bad energy, anything like that in terms of who you work with. So here this will give you the ability to look back on these past experiences that may have been negative on your workplace, and to also come to peace with them and to kind of use that using that in terms with your intuition as well in conjunction with that, to kind of make sense of this whole thing. So you can try and make this a more peaceful way for you, not for everyone, honestly. And you can't just change a whole office and make everything all perfect, honestly. This is just really for you. This is for you to just be comfortable in your work, to go in there, do your job, get the job done, and to go home, just to make your life a lot easier. So I think this is a really powerful stack right here, guys, in terms of if this does resonate with your work life, and in terms of your emotions as well, with the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups right here. So okay, guys, I think that's all I see for this stack. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear how it did for you in the comments. And don't forget to check out your bonus daily card at the end of the video, which I will list down in the timestamp down below. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the next stack. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to stack number 2. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay, in terms of an emotional need right now, let's look to the first card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. An emotional need right now, the Queen of Pentacles is all about is all about supporting you and nurturing you and giving you that emotional stability. This is kind of the archetype of the working mom almost. She is able to provide for you, not only in the physical sense, look, she's holding the pentacles, not only money-wise if she is working, but also to balance that out with a good home life, to kind of offer and nurture you and to offer offer guidance and to give you the things that you need in the more feminine, supportive roles, receptive roles. You may be needing some type of mother figure right now in terms of emotional need. You may feel the need to be nurtured, to be taken care of, to be listened to be supported. So there's something here in terms of the mother figure. If not to get too deep or too personal, but if this resonates with you in terms of if you have a mother who's died or passed away, this could be that feeling right here in terms of that emotional need. You may be needing that motherly figure right now, especially with the Pentacles. This is very much about the mother on the physical realm. So let's see. Let's move on further. So let's see how this affects you. Oh, okay. 6 of Cups. Okay. What I said before, possibly in terms of, the mother and stuff like that. This could be your actual mother, even if let's say if you have a strained relationship, possibly she might have passed away, whatever this is. I'm kind of seeing this right now. So with the 6 of Cups, it's almost looking to the past and looking back with nostalgia and almost living in the past, being stuck in the past and not living in this present moment. In terms of how you may need this right now, this motherly energy, this motherly figure in your life, in terms of how it affects you, possibly in the past, if this has to do with your actual mother, you might be looking to the past in terms of that. If you were close to her, you probably missed her. You probably miss her greatly, and you probably want that motherly energy, that support, that love that she probably provided you in the when she was with you. And also, if she didn't have a good relationship, this could possibly be the same thing. If she was never the mother there for you in the past, you could be looking back to that and just being like, how come I never got this motherly energy? How come I never got the support that I needed, that I feel like I still need to this very day? So I can see how this could very strongly affect you in this moment. So let's see. In terms of who you can turn to, the Magician. So the Magician, especially in the upright, master of manifesting. This person, he is the most magical type of person because he knows how to manifest his reality. He is in alignment. He is the conduit between the source, spirit, highest self, and also with this physical plane. He's the conduit and able to create everything that he has right now. So in terms of someone who you can turn to, I almost see someone as someone who is very capable in terms of their own life, where it seems like they may not need a lot of people to attain certain happiness or certain goals or certain achievements, that they're able just to do things just by themselves and relying on themselves. This person, it shows that he's able to manifest things because he has all the tools necessary. If you see here, there's all the suits represented on his little altar, and he's able to create and use these accordingly to create the desired outcome that he wants. This person is very independent. This person knows what he wants, and he knows how to give that to himself. So there's something here in terms of, I can see how this type of person possibly could be very beneficial for you in terms of moving on with the past, and so you don't live in the past or have to dwell over the past or anything like that. This person who is very comfortable and knows how to provide for himself, he can possibly teach you or help you move on in that aspect as well, in terms of for you to expand beyond the past, beyond the things that are possibly not with us anymore, the things that are not in our life at this moment, especially with the 6 of Cups, is looking back to the past and not living in this present. So this person, you can only create things in the present, and this person is going to show you, especially if this is someone close to you, it could be, I don't know, I get the sense of possibly a family member, possibly even a father, if your mother was passed away and and if your dad is still with you, I could almost see something like that to help you move on from this past and to help you create and manifest a new future. So what you will learn, let's look forward. Okay, perfect. That's exactly the 3 of Wands. This is about expansion. This here is about you are expanding beyond yourself. You have taken on a new journey in terms of, with the 2 of Wands, you're kind of deciding, should I stay or should I go? Do I want to leave my comfort zone? And so it shows here that if you talk to this person, it'll make that decision where it'll force you to leave and move forward beyond your comfort zone. Beyond your comfort zone, the past, it looks like. So here it's almost showing you that you can expand your journey of yourself and your life right here. With the Three of Wands, it shows real expansion and growth, and I think that's the biggest thing, especially if you feel yourself getting caught up in the past, possibly talking about your mother, whether she be alive or if she was supportive or not, it doesn't matter. It's just that you're living in the past and you need to let that go. Someone who lives in the present, who is able to create things in the present, he can show you the way how to move forward and expand and grow in terms of the Three of Wands right here. So let's see, in terms of how this will change. Okay, so in terms of how this will give you emotional stability, the Tower reversed. So with the Tower reversed, it may be very painful right now, actually, to kind of let this go. You know, when you're living in the past, you may think to yourself, this is my only connection to those who are not with us, or to the type of feeling that I want, that I've experienced before, or like things that are affecting me now. You know, people hold on to the past because that's the only reference that they can give themselves sometimes, you know, in terms of letting it define who they are. And so right now it shows that you may be very resistant right now to letting go of the past. In terms of gaining emotional stability, this is actually challenging you right here to let things that don't serve you, just to let them go and allow yourself to go through this hard time, which will be a hard time with the Tower. It always is. It's drastic and dramatic, but at the same time, it's the only way to move on. You need to move on from your past in terms of being nostalgic, living in the past and not making the most of your present. That's the trap here in terms of looking toward memories in the past. It's nice to look back there for certain things, to feel certain emotions, but at the same time, you have a life to live in the present now, which needs your attending. So here, in terms of finding emotional stability, you may need to let your feelings about this motherly energy go and understand that maybe you need to find this motherly energy or this care or this nurturing or supportiveness that you seek so much in the past from other people. You need to find that within yourself. You need to find that within, how can I give this to myself? How can I love myself more so I can grow and expand and I can move on with my life, even though it may be hard, it may be difficult, it may be painful, but you know, living in this past is not going to be serving me in my present, in your present, honestly. It's not going to serve you at all. You have to kind of accept this in terms of emotional stability. How you're going to attain that is by not being resistant to change. You have to be open to change, otherwise you're going to be stuck in the past forever, and that's not going to help you at all. You're just going to be stuck there forever. And so I think I see a certain journey here in terms of wanting something, in terms of a motherly nurturing energy, but you're learning to find that within yourself so you can move on with your life and expand and grow, and to kind of go through this very, very hard change that you may be resisting right now. But understand, when you talk to this person and find out who this person is, someone who's very capable and knows how to take care and nurture themselves, you will learn and understand what it takes to nurture and care for yourself as well. So you can find these feelings in yourself when you need to, not through other people, not through the past, and you're not going to be seeking it out externally. You're going to be finding it internally in yourself, so you can give yourself that gift every day and you can move forward with your life. So let's go over this one more time, guys, a quick summary. So it looks like here that you're looking for a certain support, a certain guidance, a certain nurturing here that comes with the Queen of Pentacles. She is the working mom or the working parent archetype. So she is able to provide for you both in all physical aspects, in terms of giving you nurture, giving you guidance, giving you support, all these things. And you may be looking toward the past. If this is literally your mother that you might be thinking of, whether she's no longer with us, or if she was not supportive or supportive, it doesn't matter. You keep looking toward that motherly energy and seeing how much you need it right now. In terms of who you can turn to, I almost even see the husband to your mother, whoever that is. I almost see this type of person, but in general, I almost see someone who is very capable and knows how to handle themselves and give themselves whatever they need at a certain moment whenever they need it. So someone who is very just capable, who takes care of themselves, who knows how to give themselves whatever he needs in this moment and to manifest that reality whenever he needs it. So this person, he's going to teach you how to get all these feelings and find them within yourself instead of finding it from external things or the past or from other people. You're going to find it within yourself, and you can always invoke and manifest those feelings when you need them. when you feel like you need the support and love. You can find it within yourself. And the beauty of all this is if you talk to this person and listen, it will only help you grow and expand and move past the past, move beyond the past, move forward, to live in this present moment where he's looking toward the future even. He's looking toward all the possibilities of what is out there from expansion and growing. And in terms of how this will help you give that emotional stability, it is going to start, you're going to start facing the resistance to this change right here for you of letting go of the past. In terms of finding emotional stability, you have to learn to go with the change and to go with the change and not resist it. Don't resist it. That's the wisdom here. We're always changing. Change happens. Things are in the past for a reason sometimes, for us to learn lessons and to sometimes let them go. And this is, I think, one of a very strong story here that says, let go of the past, let go, because there's so many things that you're externalizing that you can find in yourself from the past, where you can find in yourself and move on and take that with you forward in your own journey. So as you go on this journey, you may be letting go of the past, finding someone who can awaken these feelings that you seek so much in other people, or memories and everything like that. You can find it within yourself to move on with your journey. And you have to do it. Unfortunately, it may be very hard right now to go through this journey and to go through this change, but it may seem necessary just for your overall well-being and the journey that you're on. Okay, guys, I think that's all I see for this deck right now. Okay, guys, if this resonated with you, I really hope that it did. I would love to hear in the comments if it did, and how this reading affected you. And also, don't forget to check out the bonus daily card, which I draw at the end of the video. I will have that time stamped below in the description box as well. Okay, guys, thanks. I'm going to move on with the next reading. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 3. Let's move on. Let's see. Okay. Wow. A lot of major arcana. Holy crap. Okay. So, let's move on. Let's see. So, in terms of an emotional need right now, right here, it shows temperance. So, in terms of an emotional need, you may be struggling with certain extremes of energy, or extremes of habits, extremes of thinking, extremes of feeling. It could be either, it's just very volatile. It could be one end of the spectrum or the other. So with temperance, it's showing that you may be having a hard time finding balance right now. Your actions, your thoughts, your behaviors may be on the more extreme side right now, and that you may be feeling like you're having trouble trying to find that middle road to finding center and balance within yourself right now in some way. So let's look further in terms of how this temperance is affecting you right now. So how this affects you, it shows the Fool reversed. So in terms of how this affects you, with the Fool reverse, and actually I'm almost sensing in terms of foolhardy behavior, since we're talking about temperance and talking about extremes. So foolhardy behavior with the Fool reverse really is embodying the Fool itself, the more negative aspects of the Fool. So this could be turning into or manifesting in as extreme actions. Foolhardiness, just being very foolhardy in terms of what you're doing, how you go about possible ways of thinking, ways of feeling as well. So there's a certain extreme here in terms of what the Fool and the negative aspect is trying to convey. There could be certain foolish actions, foolish attempts at doing things, maybe a little bit crazy risk-taking, whatever it is. But there is a certain energetic imbalance here in terms of trying to be, in terms of manifesting as foolhardy behavior. So in terms of talking to someone, who you can turn to right now, is we have the Page of Pentacles. So with the Page of Pentacles, I think almost I get the sense of someone younger almost. Especially with the pages, they're usually like the student who's trying to learn something new. I sense someone younger that you could possibly learn something from. Especially as a pentacle suit, being earth and everything, if there is a lot of extreme behavior and if you are trying to seek stability and balance, this would be someone that you would be turning to. I feel like possibly someone younger, if you have a younger brother or sister who is probably very more stable or even just a little bit more strict or rigid, whatever it is, But with the pentacle suit, it might show that they're a little bit more grounded. that they have a little bit more stability, that they have their feet on the ground type of thing. Especially when it comes to things like temperance and foolhardiness, this would be someone that you would want to turn to just kind of bring everything together and gain that stability and a good foundation for yourself. And so when you talk to this person, what is something that you will learn? We have the Hanged Man reversed. Okay, so yeah, okay. I always get that one mixed up because he's upside down anyway, so so it is reversed. Okay, so Hanged Man reversed is, it's talking about possibly forcing certain outcomes of some kind, and the universe forcing you to pause because you keep trying to force something to happen, and the universe is telling you to slow down. You need to look at this and understand exactly what is going on. So I can kind of see here so far in terms of what you will learn from here is because if you aren't tempered in a lot of actions or ways of thinking or habits, it can lead to very foolhardy decisions and foolhardy decision making. So you need to find someone who can give you a little wisdom, even if they are younger. Don't make that a thing. What you can learn wisdom from anyone, old or young, it doesn't matter. Don't feel weird about it. But in terms of, you can learn some groundedness here. You can learn some stability, some balance here. Especially being a Pentacles, maybe they might be maybe they're an Earth sign of some kind, that they can give you some type of balance, some type of peace, some type of calm, stability, a good foundation. So this can kind of come to balance and center instead of being pushed from one extreme to the other with temperance in terms of foolhardy behavior. Because here it almost looks like you're trying to force a certain outcome with this fool reversed. With this fool reversed, it shows that you may be trying to start something new also in terms of your life, whether it be a new chapter, a new sense of being, a new job, a new career path, whatever it is. You're trying to start something new in a very extreme way that is forcing you to, that's making the universe forcing you to stop, really, to kind of stop and say, listen, you need to stop. You need to make sense of all this. You need to understand exactly what it is that you want, where it is that you're going, the consequences of your decisions. You can't just be acting without thinking about where you're going. Otherwise, that's the whole negative aspect of the Fool. You're just going to lead yourself into some type of pitfall. So here, in terms of what you will learn, it may open your mind and awaken you to kind of pause and kind of stop and to maybe understand yourself a little bit better in terms of what is it exactly am I trying to start? Why do I take on these decisions in such an extreme manner, possibly? And also, where is it that I want to be going? What is it that I want to be doing in terms of the Fool reverse? And how can I get there that makes sense and that is in a more balanced way of approaching it, instead of being extreme, straight to just like go for it, like very intense, very extreme point of view. So in terms of how you can gain emotional stability, it shows the Empress reversed. So in terms of the Empress reversed, I even kind of went through some of this now thinking about it too, because I got this card recently as well. The Empress reverse, it really is showing that you may be trying to force something, a new journey of some kind, a new chapter in a very extreme way that is not tempered. And it's showing that you may be neglecting your own needs in some sense, trying to attain this goal. So in terms of finding emotional stability, it really does bring it back to you in terms of this must be freaking exhausting to keep doing this in terms of trying to force certain behaviors or having very extreme actions or very extreme ways of thinking or habits. And it could just lead to just be a very exhausting journey where you're just always on one side of the spectrum on a very much extreme, whether it could be on one extreme or the other, but it's an extreme. Extremes are extreme, So it could be very exhausting and taking a toll on possibly yourself and your possible journey or future journey that you're trying to set up for yourself. So here it's asking you to kind of stop, and this is what you're going to learn. You're going to learn to kind of stop and kind of take on a new perception about all of this, to kind of make sense and gain a new perspective about what it is that you're trying to do here in terms of a very extreme behavior or extreme start of something new that is not working out right now. So, and as you're stopping, it's going to show that, especially with the Empress reverse, it's showing that in order to gain emotional stability, you need to start taking care of yourself also, above all else, about your body, about your health, about living a balanced life, not just pursuing something that whatever goal you have or whatever dream you have, not just putting all your energy into that, but really to overall try and take care of your whole life, your life as a whole. You're not just your job, you're not just your dreams, you're not just your goals. You could have a family, you could have friends, you could have other interests, you have so many other aspects of your life that you may put off to the side because you want to start off this new journey where you neglect yourself. So here, in terms of finding emotional stability, you may find that you need to start taking care of yourself more in terms of your body, in terms of your health, in terms of your mental health, emotional health, all around. You need to nurture yourself first above anyone else, especially if you're going to be taking this journey in such an extreme way. It can possibly help you gain some clarity in terms of temperance, in terms of trying to find a middle path of getting to where you want to go instead of just going through an extreme path of trying to get there. So let's see. Let's summarize all this real quick. So we got the temperance. In terms of your current emotional need, it shows that you possibly could be struggling with temperance right now. It could be showing that you possibly may have a hard time finding balance, finding calm, finding a middle road that you can take in your life right now. It could be, and you may be having very extreme behaviors, as seen with this, how this affects you. In terms of how this temperance and extreme behaviors may be affecting you, it could be manifesting as the Fool reversed. You could be trying something new right now, and it's not working because your way of going about it and approaching it is way too extreme. It's probably taking a toll on you in some type of sense because it may not be working out, and all the decisions and actions that you're making could possibly be very foolhardy and very foolish, as the Fool reverse may sometimes represent. So it shows that the actions may need to be tempered a little bit in order for this to really work out for you, and for you to really gain whatever knowledge or insight you need to gain for this to work out for you in your favor. Who you can turn to right now, turn to someone who you know who is very grounded. Someone that, if someone is that you know is close to you, who is younger than you, whether friend or family member, brother, sister, whatever it is, friend's son or daughter, whatever it is, someone young who is just very grounded and who seems to have their head on their shoulders right now. Someone who can give you some stability, who can give you some advice on groundedness and understanding, like, how can I be calm, how can I be more structured, how can I have more regulation in my actions, all these things. This person can possibly give you some great enlightenment on terms of how to temper your actions and how to find a balance between everything right now. What you will learn, it looks like it's the Hanged Man reverse. The universe, if you feel like you're burnt out right now, that's because the universe is telling you, okay, this is me forcing you to stop so you can gain some perspective and some clarity right now in terms of what it is that you're doing over here. So, in terms of what you will learn, you will be gaining new perspectives because the universe is forcing you to stop at this point, and telling you, okay, you're going to stop and you're going to listen and you're going to learn right now. This is the time for you to make sense of all these actions right now and to understand that they're not working for you. And so you have to try and find a more tempered approach, a more grounded approach in this right now. In terms of how you're going to find emotional stability, as possibly you're exploring these new perceptions and trying to make sense of everything that's happened in the past in terms of extremes, you're going to start taking care of yourself while you're doing it. You're going to start to understand that, hey, I have a life that has many aspects to it, not just my dreams or my goals, but there's a lot going on in my life that I have to take care of. I may have family, I may have kids, I may have other obligations, I may have a lot of other people in my life, and I have to honor all of them. I have to take care of my life as a whole, not just my dreams, not just my goals. I have to take care of my life. That means all the aspects of it. So that's how you're going to attain emotional stability, is through the Empress reverse, in terms of understanding that you may be overlooking your own needs and you need to start focusing on them. So that's what I see right here for this stack, guys. It looks very powerful. I love it. I mean, there's 4 major Arcana cards. It was a lot to really look into. So if you pick this stack, I would love to hear in the comments section if this resonated with you and to see how it lined up for you. And don't forget, guys, to also check out the bonus daily advice card at the end of the video. I will timestamp that at the bottom of the description box as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to move on to the next stack. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to the next stack, stack number 4. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. In terms of an emotional need right now, it's a death card. Okay, so death. Okay, so usually death does not mean, physical death. That does not mean that it's going to predict death or anything like that. But I will say though, in terms of an emotional need, if there is someone that has passed away recently in your life, you may be seeking that comfort from that. Also, death itself can mean some type of transition that you're going through. So if there is a transition that you're going through right now in terms of a big major change that is very hard for you that you're transitioning through, it could be just in that general aspect as well in terms of the meaning. So it could either mean possible loss that you've really of experience in terms of a loss of death, or it could be just a very tough transition that you're going through right now that is very difficult, and that deals with a major change in your life that you have to learn to let go, kind of. So moving forward, let's see, in terms of how this affects you, it is the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, it shows that you are becoming more of possibly a homebody in terms of how this is affecting you. You may be kind of retreating more into your home. You may be choosing to be busy by taking care of everything around the house, cleaning everything, just staying busy in terms of maintenance, in terms of everything, to try and kind of get your mind off of this tough transition that you're going through right now. I can almost see these almost look like the exact same. Look at this. They're on the horseback. They're moving forward. I could see totally here. So especially in terms of the Pentacles, it's your physical realm. And this knight, he doesn't go on an adventure, he stays home to take care of the land. So that's kind of the same deal. You may be feeling yourself a little bit more homebody, you may be keeping to yourself, you may be just trying to keep busy, and you may just be trying to not focus on this occurrence right now, or this tough transition you may be going through. Okay, so moving forward, in terms of who you can turn to, it shows the Ace of Cups reversed. So here it is showing someone here who is not very overly emotional. If you know someone who may be a little bit more stoic, who doesn't really wear their emotions on their sleeve, who may not have very good emotional skills even, who may not be good at showing emotion, you can possibly find someone here, because especially if you're dealing with, God forbid, death or just a tough transition of some kind, if you're going to talk to someone who's super emotional, they could possibly just release the dam, if you will, just break the dam and just cause like all these emotions to rush in. So here you may be finding someone who may be a little bit more stoic, who probably has a harder time showing their emotion, because this person can possibly give you some very objective advice or very objective thinking. So if you have a family member or a friend or someone who is very, let's say, not emotional, someone who has a very hard time with their emotions, this is someone that you can possibly turn to right now through this hard time, whether it be, God forbid, death, or through a tough transition right now, because right now it shows that you possibly are having trouble with your own emotions as well. So you can possibly connect on this level right now. Being a knight of Pentacles, Pentacles not being the most emotionful, I guess, sign or emotional sign, really, or suit. It kind of fits here. Anything with Pentacles or Earth is probably more stoic, a little bit more grounded, someone who doesn't show emotion. Totally, if you have someone like that in your friend group, if this is kind of your type of friend group, you can possibly find solace or advice with this type of person, because you'll probably be vibing on the same level. So in terms of here, in terms of what you will learn, it is the Five of Swords reversed. So it almost seems like here, I mean, God forbid death, but it's really showing here that you possibly have went through something with someone where you lost a certain relationship with someone. You lost something here, like it's hard to see on the reverse end, but this person is looking so smug over here, over winning this battle against these two people, and these two people are walking away with their heads down and very ashamed, very just not happy. It shows here that, especially here, that you possibly might have lost someone, and that here it is time that, thankfully with the reversed actually, it shows that there is time for healing, that, you may have gone through a hard time where there was a cut relationship, where things were just cut off, and that you weren't able, and that things ended off on a not great note, and that all parties truly lost, in one sense or the other, and that, the relationship was never the same after that. And God forbid if it is death, at least here it shows, especially in the reverse, that this is it's able to be looked at and to be healed from, that you're on a road to recovery on that, at least in that sense, that you're able to put bygones be bygones, and push things aside, and to kind of come to peace with everything that has happened in the past, even though it may not be the most pleasant thing to remember. So in terms of how you will find peace, that's beautiful. The sun. The sun, especially from something like this, going from death to possible losing people, being very stoic, all these things, you will be able to find here, especially, your inner child will come out. This is the whole point. Your inner child, your highest self, those types of feelings, those types of beings and energy, they will take the forefront of your life. You will come to peace with this, and you will find great, not only just emotional stability, but in terms of the sun, you will radiate some type of clarity of light and happiness and joy, from this very hard time, this tough transition, whatever it may be coming from here. So here it shows that your emotional stability is going to be able to even just flourish even more in abundance in terms of how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, and how you lead your life. Possibly from this tough transition, it will help even just transform you into just someone new. Your inner child will be able to take the forefront of your life, and you'll be able to act accordingly with that guidance for you. And that is who you truly are, your inner child, what you truly want in life. And how you're able to come to peace from such a tough transition, and from such stoicism where you may be trying to bottle emotion or not deal with emotion right now. So here, this is all about you being able to just let yourself shine, to let yourself be, whatever that looks like, even if it may be someone who may be sad at this moment. You just allow that to be, and you embrace it anyway, and you love that part of yourself anyway. So I see something here, especially especially with the death right here. That really, that makes me a little uncomfortable to say anything like that, but God forbid, if you did go through a death and you had here the, if you didn't end on good terms before they passed, it at least shows here that, I think on both sides, that you are able to come to peace because something tragic happened, and you're able to start mending and coming to peace with the bad blood that might have happened between you in the past. And also in terms of how this tough transition affects you, it could make you very stoic, very emotionless right now. And in terms of trying to connect to someone, you may need to connect someone who's on that same wavelength, someone who's not able to be emotional and to not let their emotions take the best of them, because maybe you don't want to deal with them either. So you may need to find a way in order to just find someone that you can vibe with, who can understand you, and that you feel comfortable communicating with because you get each other. And so all this ultimately is going to lead somewhere down the road, which is just a greatness for you. In terms of the sun right here, it shows that over here too, you see actually with the death, you see the sun here is coming up. It's the same exact sun right here. It shows the dawning of a new day right here, and that the new day is going to be yours. You will move on past this hurt, God forbid death, or tough transition, whatever it is. You will move on, and you will be the sun. You will be on the forefront, leading the way toward happiness, toward your inner truth, toward inner peace, whatever it is. But it is going to be a great sign for you. You just have to go through this transition right now with the best way you can. If honestly, if it is being stoic and repressing emotion right now, if that works for you, then do it. No judgments. There's no right or wrong. There's no guidebook. If you need to be stoic right now and to just kind of get your mind off things and be busy at home and get your mind off of whatever happened that caused this, and to just bottle your emotions, then do it if that works for you. But also understand that you need to also reach out to people too. You need to heal from this. To repress it is not the same thing as just doing what you need to do at this moment. So here you need to reach out and find this person, whoever it is, that you're able to vibe with right now in this current state of being that you have. of being stoic and emotionless, so that you can come to a certain conclusion and come to peace right here. In terms of what you will learn, you will understand that whatever this happened here, it shows that there is a certain bad blood and that you need to kind of let it go and kind of come to peace, and come to peace exactly with, it's showing definitely a relationship here, a certain person or people that might have been cut out of your life, and that you want to mend that and you want to move forward and let bygones be bygones. So let's do a quick summary here, guys. It shows with the death card, God forbid death. It's like the 15 million times I've said that. But, God forbid death, or just a tough transition that you are going through right now in terms of an emotional need. You may be dealing with something very tragic, or just a very major change where the transition is very tough right now. In terms of how this is affecting you, you may be just wanting to focus on your home life a lot more. You may not be wanting to go out, maybe being more of a homebody. You may be just be wanting to clean the house completely. You may be wanting to organize things and just trying to get your mind off of everything that happened over here. You may just be wanting to keep busy so you don't have to feel right now, because feeling could be very painful for you, and I totally get it. So here, in terms of someone you need to reach out to, you need to reach out to someone who's kind of on that same wavelength. Someone who may not be as emotional as other people. Someone who's probably more stoic and who has more reserved emotions and who is not able to wear their heart on their sleeve. And so I think that will give you the comfortable type of space and connection that you need, so you can open up more and kind of not be swayed by your emotions either. In terms of what you will learn to let bygones be bygones, and you will learn that, whatever happened in the past, whatever bad blood that there was, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to hold on to that. You are willing to move on and to find peace and to agree to disagree and to just find peace. This is the whole point of the Five of Swords reverse, is that you're willing to mend past relationships, past anything, especially with the death, past relationships, just so you can move on and be at peace and love yourself, and to allow this relationship to still flourish and be all right. And in terms of how you will maintain emotional stability, you will be the sun that dawns right here. Look, especially from beginning to end right here, you are going to be that sun in the back over here. That is the same sun. You are going to be that sun of the new day. You will be like the new day, just refreshed and new. And you have to go through this journey, unfortunately, because stuff happens in life. We cannot control that. Stuff happens all the time. But you will be like the sun rising on a new day. It will be fresh. It will be new. You will feel light, and you will feel at peace. You will allow your inner child to be at the forefront, and you will use that as guidance to continue on forward. So I think this is a very powerful, very, very hard journey, I'll be honest. God forbid, again, if it's death, I don't want that to be. Death is a very hard thing to deal with. But if this resonates with you, I hope that you can find peace and solace in this, and understand that if you really just pay attention to yourself and cater to yourself and take care of yourself during this time of need that you have for yourself in your heart, it will only serve you. It will only serve you with the sun. So guys, that's all I see for this stack right here. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear it in the comments and see how it all lined up for you. And don't forget to check out your bonus daily advice card that you can apply to your life today. I will have that at the end of the video, as well as time-stamped in the description box below. Okay guys, so we're going to move on to the final stack. Thank you. Okay guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 5. Last stack, guys. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, wow, okay. Okay, so let's talk about the current emotional need you may have right now. So it shows that actually with the Two of Pentacles reversed, you may be feeling a little overwhelmed right now in terms of your physical daily life, in terms of general maintenance, like making sure everything's all right at the home, that you have your bills paid, that you're making appointments, for your health or whatever it is, or checkups or whatever it is, in terms of making sure that all the daily routine and maintenance is taken care of. But it shows that with the Two of Pentacles, you may be having trouble with that right now. You may be having trouble trying to balance everything out, to juggle all the responsibilities, etc., all that types of stuff. So it shows that you may be having a little difficulty in that realm right now. And as an emotional need, totally get it. I totally get the feeling of being overwhelmed and having a lot where the life gets the best of you, where things just kind of add up. And so that might be where you're at right now. let's see, in terms of how this affects you, you have the justice card. So justice, actually, this is a great sign. I mean, it shows that even though you are struggling right now, you are taking full accountability for it. You're trying to learn from your experiences right now and to learn about, like, the consequences of your actions. Possibly there's something here, you took a certain action, possibly neglecting a few things, let's say, where it got to a point where everything just got very overwhelming. And so you're actually on a point right now where you are taking responsibility and accountability for the actions that you've made in the past. So here it shows that you are also, instead of judging yourself, you're conducting with fairness and compassion for your situation right now. So you may be saying to yourself, wow, I really might have screwed this up, or I might have really let this situation get really out of hand, but I'm still in control. I still have the power to make things better. I am the problem and solution to all my problems, to everything that you that you encounter in life. So here it shows that at least you are going a very more positive route in terms of how to handle this current emotional need and situation. So in terms of who to talk to, the Five of Wands, I almost see with the Five of Wands, you see, there's a lot of people in the Five of Wands here. I almost sense there's a certain family or group dynamic. I think, especially talking about, daily things, routine things, like all the daily routine maintenance, I really feel like, especially here also with the Justice card, how this affects you. If you're the mom right now of a family, this could possibly be the family right now. Even down the road here, the Four of Wands. Yeah, totally. I'll get down to that later. But totally, I see something here with the family, especially if you're a mom right now. Your family may be fighting right now. In terms of all this conflict going on with the Five of Wands, totally, it means conflict. And it could mean, like, disagreements, people not listening to each other, things not vibing, people not on the same page, all those things in terms of conflict. So here it almost seems like you need to talk to your family. You need to have a family get together and just a sit down moment to be like, hey, things are not right now. I need help. You guys need to do your part around here, whatever it is. I feel like anything, especially with the home, I feel like here especially, there's something here in terms of your family life. There's something here in terms of the daily maintenance of your family life here that you need to address, and you need to get everyone on the same page. And the only way, the wisdom here in terms of the Five of Wands with conflict, is allowing everyone to be heard. So not just everyone saying their piece and getting emotional and reacting toward each other, but to just sit down everyone and to really let each other express what is going on, what the problems are that they may have with each other or the household or whatever it is, and to kind of, let themselves be heard, let themselves express themselves, get it out of themselves instead of letting it manifest through physical conflict or tension or whatever it is. Everyone needs to get something out of themselves in terms of this dynamic. So I see, especially because there's so many people here, I get the sense of family. I get the sense of not just friends or groups of people, but there's something here in terms of, especially with daily life, family. There's something here. So in terms of what you can learn, it's the Nine of Swords reversed. So with the Nine of Swords, this is a very jarring card right now. I mean, there's a woman, it's hard to see on the reverse, but there's this woman, she seems like haunted and just in this nightmarish state of all these swords looming over her. But with the reverse state, is actually almost asking for help, is almost asking to try and heal from all these racked up problems here. All these things, like, it's almost cyclical and also compounding all these swords. It shows that there's a certain pattern here that needs to be broken. There's a certain compounding problem that keeps recurring. There's a cycle of negativity, whatever it is, that keeps occurring and keeps happening and compounding on itself, that is really starting to take its toll on you, with the family, whatever it is. But with the reverse, you're willing to start facing them. You're willing to face these problems, and you have to face them together as a family. Together, everyone has to make a group effort to try and get on the same page. Because I think here especially, not only does it take its toll on the family, but each one of you individually in some sense. And if you are the mother or father or any type of household in charge of the household, it probably takes the most toll on you, since you feel like you have the weight of everyone on your shoulders. So here there's something that you will learn in terms of asking for help and to really face these fears, face these inner critics, your inner critic, and face all these problems and this cycle of negativity, this compounding, reoccurring cycle of negativity that keeps on happening and causing all this conflict. So here what you will learn is to try and ask for help and to try and start everyone moving toward a road toward recovery together as a family. And the reason, again, why I say family, it is the Four of Wands. That's all about family. So in terms of how you will find emotional stability, it's the Four of Wands reversed. So with the Wands reversed, it shows that there is an instability in the household right now. It shows that there is that everyone may not be supportive of one another. Everyone may have questionable relationships with one another. There may be conflict and tension in the household, and that's why I see this household, especially with all these people here, everyone together. That's all, this whole thing kind of, I could see this picture here in terms of what role you play here in terms of trying to be the fair and just one in terms of your whole household. I almost see these as kids or the whole family right here, and then you have all these responsibilities to take over. You're being racked by all these different conflicts, trying to get the house together in terms of your maintenance and daily activities, in terms of people trying to get together and trying to make everyone play nice and to work with one another, and you have all this conflict here in terms of the home. So in terms of trying to find emotional stability, you have to address this conflict right now, this instability in the home, where the relationships are strained and possibly tense, where there's not unity in the household. So you need to find here, in terms of finding emotional stability, how you will find it, you need to talk to everyone together. You need to break the cycle of negativity, and you need to address the instability and the conflict in the house right now. Because especially here, I'm getting such a mother vibe from here. It's someone who has to play that role of justice, to try and be fair toward everyone, to try and rule justly, even though when there's crap going on all over the place, things going wrong over here, people fighting, instability in the home, all these things, you're trying to be strong for everyone. But when you're by yourself, it does take its toll on you. And so here you need to really address your family, because it looks like you kind of need help right now, and you shouldn't have to take all this weight on your shoulders. You should be able to kind of spread it out and have everyone kind of be able to handle their own issues and to work things out themselves as a family without you always having to be involved right here. So you can kind of bring this home back to stability. You can bring this home back to a loving place where everyone feels at peace and everyone feels loved, everyone feels safe, where there's no conflict, no yelling, no fighting, and there is even though if there is, at least people can try and forgive each other anyway, and to try and move forward and not let this be the norm, not let conflict be the norm. So here I see a very strong picture in terms of the home, also the mother figure or any type of head of the household, in terms of how all of this is affecting them. So let's do a quick summary, guys, because this one I think is a very, very strong story as well. So in terms of emotional need, you may be having trouble trying to balance out and juggle all the things that you're going through right now in terms of your daily maintenance, the daily things that you need to be taken care of, especially in the home, which I see down the road, but especially in the home, in terms of the daily maintenance of the home, making sure bills are paid, making sure the house is clean, making sure everyone's going to their appointments, you're making appointments for everyone, whatever it is. It's all these things that may be overwhelming you, and you may have a hard time multitasking and juggling all these things by yourself all at once when there's all these other things going on. So how this affects you, I think it shows that you are very steadfast, and that you are able to, that there is a certain fortuitousness of you. There's a strong fortitude that you have to withstand all of this, where you still have to be, where you're able to say, hey, there's crap going on around me, there's, hell, it's like it's all falling apart around me, but I am accountable for all of this, I have the power in all of this, and you're not judging yourself harshly in all this. You're willing to take on the weight and to just try and make the best of the situation, which I think is very great. And so in terms of who you need to talk to, you need to talk to your family. You need to talk to your kids, your husband or wife, or whoever it is. You need to get the household together and to sit down in that living room or wherever it is, and to really talk about what is going on with all of you. And everyone take the time, however, it could take an hour, it could take more than, everyone has to express exactly what is going on in their life that is causing all the tension in the household. It could be things amongst each other, it could be external things, but you will never know until you have this conversation. In terms of what you will learn, you will learn to end this cycle of negativity right here, this compounding, reoccurring cycle of negativity. And you talking to these people is exactly what this card is about. You're asking for help. You're asking for assistance. You want things to be better. So you're willing to face all this conflict head on, and to really even use the characteristics of the Justice card to act fairly, to be objective, to not be emotional, to let everyone be heard. That's the whole point of this card, to let everyone express themselves and be heard. And I think that will help stop the cycle of negativity, and it will help ease your mind as well and give you a peace of mind, not only in the house, but for yourself here. And in terms of how you're going to find emotional stability, it is to really address the household. I see the household very much in these three cards. You need to start getting the house on the same page. You need to get the house expressing one another, instead of manifesting as conflict or tension and letting all these unseen brooding emotions underneath. You need everyone to get on the same page, because there is conflict right now. You need to face this conflict head on in terms of trying to find emotional stability, because if you have a stable home, it can only help all of your emotional health together as a family. It helps you act as one. It helps you have each other's back. It helps you understand that you're supported and loved in your own home. And so here, in terms of finding emotional stability, you need to find it in your home right now, because the home looks like it's where there's the most conflict and where it needs the most attention right now. So I think that's all I see for this stack, guys. Another good stack. I feel is another strong story with this one. And so yeah, that's all I have for this stack. If this resonated with you, feel free to comment down. I would love to hear exactly how this lined up for you in your life. And also, don't forget to check out the additional bonus daily advice card that I will draw at the end of the video. I will have that timestamped in the description box below as well, that you can go there immediately. So yeah, guys, I think that's all for the readings. Let's move on to the final bonus daily card. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really hope we were able to connect through the cards, but most of all, I hope we had some fun today. So for your single daily advice card today, I actually ended up drawing the King of Cups right here. King of Cups, especially with trying to attain emotional stability, this is what it's all about actually, which is kind of interesting. So the King of Cups, this is someone who is extremely emotionally stable, emotionally secure, emotionally accountable, and who knows how to control their emotions. As you can see through the imagery here, the King of Cups, he actually sits in the middle of the ocean. So he is in the sea of his feelings, if you will. But he sits on this slat right here, this slate that is so secure in the middle of the ocean, showing that he has that emotional stability, that he's able to meet his emotions and be with his emotions, but they do not sway or affect his decision-making, his way of thinking, anything like that. So that shows someone who's able to control their emotions a little bit, who's able to feel their emotions, meet them and accept them, be around them all the time, but at the same time be able to be detached from them and to let them go and to make clear decisions, just to be able to process the emotion. So in terms of advice, something to meditate on, probably, especially with Mercury entering Cancer, how is it that we can attain this emotional stability? If you are an emotional person or not an emotional person, how does that affect you? How does that affect your decision making? How does that affect your ways of thinking, how you view things, how you perceive things, how it may affect your life and your overall sense of your personality in terms of who you are? And so also, in terms of a little tidbit of advice from the King of Cups, is to kind of learn, okay, so this is who I am emotionally, but how can I also detach from that? How can I feel the emotion, acknowledge emotions that I have, but at the same time process them, learn the lessons of why I feel this way, and to just also push them aside so I can take that information, objective information, and to make new decisions based on it, new ways of thinking and perceiving things yourself. How can I detach from my emotions a little bit where they don't affect my decision making or thinking as well, just so I can be emotionally stable and not be affected by emotions all the time. And I guess that's the advice that I have for you guys today that you can apply for your life right now, especially with Mercury entering Cancer. So, I want to say thank you guys again for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel just so we can keep in touch. And that's all I got for you guys. So I hope you have a great day, have a wonderful day, and I will see you next video. Bye.